Hello everybody, and welcome to another Ikoria draft here on the channel. Before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you'd like to catch me streaming live, you can find me on twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas, and if you'd like to talk about all things magic, be sure to hit the check out the Discord server for our community in the description and pinned comment down below. Without further ado, let's dive on in. We're still waiting for one person, so I wasn't holding everybody hostage, which is always a good feeling. And we have opened up a highly potent rare. Brokos, infinite 6/6s with trample. Very, very good. It isn't even that hard to play because you can just play it in a blue-green deck with a light splash if you have like some self-mill, though you will ideally be able to splash this card. We're definitely going to hover over this and going to be taking it here because it is quite powerful and definitely worth first picking. Just like it's a 5-mana 6/6 trample that can come back over and over and mutate and everything, so really good. And sometimes it's even a 5-mana 6/6 haste because if you have a creature in play, it's already going to be super good. So we're going to be taking Brokos here. If this weren't in the pack, I would lean maybe towards something like the Rooting Moloch. It's going to be a pretty nice value card, draws you a spell when it comes into play, essentially, if you have put some cycling in your deck. Dire Tactics is also quite good. Cloud Piercer is nice. I'm a little bit lower on Neutralize, but because Essence Scouter's in the format, and I can just get those. But I think I'd probably go Brokos, then Rooting Moloch, then Dire Tactics, then Cloud Piercer, I think. Oh, I almost unselected the card. Whew, close one. And now, following up Brokos, we actually have a really interesting pick here between Pollywog Symbiote and Chittering Harvester. Chittering Harvester is, of course, another Mutate card, but Pollywog Symbiote is a nice enabler for Brokos, and I think blue is a better color than black, so I think Pollywog Symbiote is going to be a better pick overall. I think it's also nice to be able to get Brokos out on turn 4, potentially, and I'd like to bias my draft toward blue. I do think the Chittering Harvester is quite powerful, though. It's a very close pick between these two cards. Pollywog Symbiote, of course, lets you mutate and loot when you do so to keep finding that gas, help your mana fixing and stuff like that. Not have extra lands in the late game. But Chittering Harvester, of course, is just going to be a lot of value if you can make your opponent sacrifice threats. So I do like both cards. I think I'd rather lean towards blue than black, though. I think Fire Prophecy is also pretty powerful. But yeah, getting a good early 2-drop that I can mutate onto is definitely nice. Following things up, well, slight, not like regret, but this would have been a nice follow-up to taking a Chittering Mutator guy, whatever it's called. But I think that I'm really pretty happy having a premium 2-drop already. I think Skull Prophet would be a nice addition. I'm not going to try and take it here because I don't want to play like a 3-color completely. Also, there are just a ton of powerful cards in the pack. Of One Mind is fantastic. I think Exuberant Wolfbear is pretty fantastic as well. This pack is overall quite stacked with power level. Jungle Hollow would be a nice pick if there weren't so many powerful cards, but I think I would probably go Wolfbear or Of One Mind is the cards I'm choosing between right now, and then Humble Naturalist right after that, and then maybe the Jungle Hollow followed by the Frostlinks. I think Exuberant Wolfbear looks quite potent. I kind of want to try it out, though I would need some humans in the here, so I think I'm just going to take Of One Mind. I think it's going to be a very safe pick. It keeps me in blue. I don't have to commit to playing a green deck yet. I could be like blue-black base, though I would like to play green probably, so. But I think Of One Mind is going to be a safer pick. It's just a very powerful card, and I'm not sure how many humans I'm going to have in like blue-green, so. Okay, now there is a Bonder's Enclave. I think this card's going to be pretty nice. It's a land that has some extra utility in the late game. So I think I'm going to take this and just run it as an 18th land, or maybe a 17th land, depending on. I'm going to run it as one extra land source, and then after that I would take Gust of Wind followed by Excavation Mole. But I think the land is quite potent. I would take the Gust of Wind because it just keeps me in one color. I think the Of One Mind pick is close, definitely with the Exuberant Wolfbear. 4-mana 4/4s are good, and it does have upside, but I have found that it's harder to have a human in play than you'd think, especially when you're trying to prioritize having non-humans so you can mutate your cards onto them. So yeah, I think I go Bonder's Enclave, followed by Gust of Wind, followed by Mole here. And now there is a blue-green dual land. There's also an Evolving Wilds. I like Evolving Wilds, I think, a little bit more than the Thornwood Falls here, just because it can find any of the colors I need for my Brokos. And I could still be like a black-blue deck that splashes Brokos, which would make, though that's much less likely because Brokos is double green. But it can give me any of the 3 colors I would need to cast Brokos. Facet Reader would also be a solid pick, but I think I go Evolving Wilds, then Thornwood Falls, and then probably Facet Reader here. Okie doke, and now we get a late Ram through. This is a really nice pickup. Really shows me that green is probably open. Blue-green is where I'd like to end up here for this deck, and Ram through is a really nice payoff for having cards like Brokos in my deck. And now a Thieving Otter. There's also a Humble Naturalist and a Farfinder coming around super late. I really like the Farfinder here. It's going to help me with my splashing, and this is actually a very late one. I have this as probably one of the top 5 commons overall. It's very potent. It's a great card to mutate onto because giving vigilance to your mutate creatures is nice. I like Thieving Otter, but it doesn't really work as well in like my Sultai value kind of splashing deck. And getting Farfinder along with Evolving Wilds means that I now have 2 black sources plus the swamp, so I have like 3 black sources plus any other fixing I get. Humble Naturalist is pretty solid. Greater Sandworm is a nice top end card, and Thieving Otter is also good. I think after Farfinder, I would take the Sandworm. I think it's a little bit better than the Naturalist, and then I'd probably take Naturalist, and then Otter. But Farfinder is a great addition, and Rogrin Crystal, not the right like color combination for my particular situation here. Cunning Nightbonder could be an like fine option as just a 2-drop. It is a human though, so it kind of works with Of One Mind. Not really a ton of options I love here. The Rogrin Crystal could help me splash other cards that I open that are good, so I think I'm going to take that over the Nightbonder, which is basically just a 2-mana 2/2. That's kind of hard to cast. If I'm a blue-green deck and I get open like a good red card, maybe I could splash it thanks to the Rogrin Crystal. And coming back around, this is pick 9. These are some cards I've seen before. Frostveil Ambush is fine just as a cycler. Fully Grown's also pretty solid. This is a combat trick. I don't really need to I don't really think I would need the Otter. I think Farfinder is like far and away the best pick there because I do want to splash this Brokos, and you want to make sure you get your fixing at a good time. I think I'm going to take Cloud Piercer and gamble on potentially splashing red. I don't know if I'd want to splash red for that, but I don't really care about having a fully grown either. And now there's another late red card. I think Hampering Snare is fine, but not a card I'm going to prioritize, whereas Ferocious Tigerilla could be a pretty good card in my deck. Overall, we're not currently playing the Rogrin Crystal. We have a pretty good start to our draft here. We have a really powerful card, and we have a lot of fixing / lands, which might seem bad because, like, oh, we only have 5 cards for our deck technically right now. But we have, because we have Evolving Wilds and a Farfinder, and, like, we could play this Rogrin Crystal, we have a lot of directions we can go. Otter is much better in, like, a tempo-y deck, which is definitely something that is good to keep in mind. Like, you want to go like Otter and into Frostlings. Wow! Exuberant Wolfbear Wield. So did Jungle Hollow, but we're just going to take the power level card here. Again, we do only have 5 playables technically, and passing this late of an Exuberant Wolfbear is so likely to put the person to our left into green. I wouldn't mind a Jungle Hollow, obviously, because I am splashing and playing like a Sultai deck, but Exuberant Wolfbear this late is super nice. Even as just a 4-mana 4/4. And now Frostveil Ambush, just because it's a cycler. I'll be fine picking this up. You can just cycle this card, and it'll be fine. Wow, Thornwood Falls came back too. I think people aren't prioritizing the lands enough, or maybe they're just playing 2 color decks, but getting Thornwood Falls, my fixing is really good. I'm glad I didn't take that Jungle Hollow. Like, I have a very good setup here. I can take most black cards and be in a pretty good spot. I think Otter's fine just because the threat is also there. So, like, if you have a removal spell, you can kill something and get through. Your opponent's kind of pressured to leave back multiple things. Convolute is potentially main deckable, though hopefully not. But yeah, if this Evolving Wilds and Thornwood Falls really makes me feel good. Might be able to go 4 color. Oh, we do have this Rogrin Crystal. Not out of the question. Hello, Phenomenon. Let's see what we get past last. Probably just a basic land. Yeah. Okay. We're cooking with fire, folks. It's a double. It's another Apex. Apex of Forever. Apex of the Hunt. Oh my gosh. So what would we take if we were just going to stick with Sultai? Like a Fertilid? Oh, we're totally doing it, folks. Totally doing it. We're going 5 color. I mean, maybe it's not correct, but it's at least worth attempting because it's such a powerful combo. It is a double white card, but we already have a Farfinder, we have the Rogrin Crystal, we have an Evolving Wilds. I think we can do it. This is going to put us 5 color because it's a black, white, red card, and we don't currently have. I think it's going to be awesome. We can maybe wheel Fertilid if we're lucky, or this Evolving Wilds if people aren't prioritizing it. But this is such a powerful card that it's going to be really fun. And imagine like getting both in play at once. Yeah, I'm really excited to try this out. And let's see how it works. Okay, and now we're really prioritizing fixing over everything because we have such powerful cards. Here, though, I think we're just going to take the Essence Scatter. We are going to be like a base blue-green deck, probably, in all likelihood, even though this card is like double white to mutate. So maybe we are supposed to take Pacifism. But I think Essence Scatter might just be better. Yeah, now is the time to experiment. Like, it might not be the responsible pick or the correct pick, but it's good to experiment. Actually, Swallow Hole is really good. And we're going to be playing white, so I think we're just going to take Swallow Hole. Like, this is just a 1-mana removal spell. Essentially, as long as we have a creature in play. And we're going to have a decent number of creatures, like utility things like Farfinder. And we are going to want to play a decent amount of white for our double white mutate on this. I think it's better than Pacifism, probably better than Essence Scatter. And now, there's a Dismal Backwater, which would help with our splashing. Also just a Boneyard Lurker. Now we could technically just take the best card in each pack, but we're not sure like if we'll actually get there. I think we just take Boneyard Lurker though. This card's very good, and it's another mutate card. I would love to get a Dismal Backwater, but now our problem is getting to white mana and red mana versus, I mean, we can splash this off of just getting white mana, so we don't actually have to go into red. So we just need to get some like white mana sources. We already have a Rogren Crystal to help with that. Auspicious Starix is so good. There's also a Farfinder in the pack, and a Trumpeting Gnar. Oh, this is so hard. It's so difficult. Like, there's Farfinder and Ram 3, but I think Starix is just so much better. Like, this card is disgusting. It's just brutally good. I think it's just better than the Trumpeting Gnar. Like, we put this onto something that's already been mutated. It's just game-ending. Thank you for the follow, SingSing43. I appreciate it. This is actually really tricky. I think I'd rather take the Starix than the Gnar. And then I think Farfinder would probably be my second pick out of this pack just because I want fixing. But we're going to greed here. And now we get a Tranquil Cove. This is the perfect time. Obviously wouldn't mind like a Startling Development or a Brushwag. Brushwag is a fine card to mutate onto. But Tranquil Cove helps us because it helps us get our white mana. So pretty easy pickup here. Followed that, I would probably take the Brushwag over like the Mentor, because we don't technically have to go into red, because this is like a hybrid cost, and we're probably going to want to mutate this like every time. So we can just rely on the Rogren Crystal to give us temporary red mana, and then like get double white and a black mana. So we're going to take the Cove here for sure. And now, ooh, Indatha Crystal, let's go. The Crystal's great here. Really gets us our colors that we need. What after that, I'd probably take like Zagoth Mamba maybe. I probably don't even want Zagoth Mamba. I'd probably just take like Facet Reader so we can discard cards if they're uncastable. I actually really want one of those in my deck, but Zagoth Crystal is perfect. Oh, whoops, I forgot to check to see if I had a pack available. My bad. And if we can get some of those lands to wheel, we're going to be in super good shape. The Crystal was actually a really nice pickup. I would love another Farfinder, but I don't think we'll be able to get one of those in this pack. Wow, there's another Crystal. There's also another land. I think the land is probably going to be better just because it is, I don't have to like spend a spell slot on this one. On this one. Though having a third crystal, I guess having another Indatha Crystal wouldn't be the end of the world. I do have some pretty expensive cards. I don't even know which one's correct here. White and black are kind of my splash colors, so I think I'd rather have the Indatha Crystal. I think the better lands are going to be the ones that give me like one of my early colors. Wow, pick 8 here. And we see still everything we could possibly want. There's a Fertilid, Bloodfell Caves. I guess Bloodfell Caves isn't really the land we want. Ketria Crystal. We're not really splashing red all that much. We're not taking the Thieving Otter. I think we just take Fertilid here. It's a good card to mutate onto and it can get us a land. And Fertilid might wheel. Nope, it did not. I guess we'll just take Gust of Wind. over Deadweight. Deadweight's not really a great splash card, and we're kind of splashing black here. We're splashing white and splashing black, even though we're splashing for a double white card. Yeah, it really worked out. I think we'll take the Honey Mammoth, though we'll probably not play it. We'll pass all these white cards, because we're not really trying to play white. Memory Leak is a fine card to play if we just need extra playable. We have 3 crystals, which is pretty nice. Though we might not play the Rogren crystal at this point, because we don't really need red mana, whereas all 3 of these are relevant. I think getting the white-black land would be a little bit tricky, because we're trying to mostly play blue-green and then splash a Swallow Hole and a Snapdax. Last pick, Helica Glider. Okay. Yeah, we can't use this as a companion, and I don't think it's going to be worth it. Would I like to have Titan off the Rex, or just a Chittering Harvester, or take a Blossoming Sands? Blossoming Sands might wheel. This is a powerful pack. We're not taking the Zerda. I think we'll just take the Chittering Harvester. It's just a good card. And then we might wheel the Blossoming Sands. We don't really need the Titanoth Rex. And it's just a good card to splash. We have a lot of Mutate stuff going around. I wouldn't mind the Blossoming Sands, but our mana fixing is fine. And these first couple packs are just going to be good for getting some power in our deck. Essence Symbiote is going to be great in this. We do need some more 2-drops. We only have the Poliwag Symbiote right now. And that extra life gain will go a long way. Again, wouldn't mind a land, but I think we just have to take the playable. Okay, and now this pack is the one where we would want a land, but the land is not a dual land in this one. How good is Porky Parrot for us? We have a little ways of splashing red. I know it's good on its own, but it's just not really what our deck wants. Yeah, Zerda, I could tell. When you said companion, I knew what you meant. Oh, man. So we don't want the Oricorn, even though we do have some Mutate. I think we'll just take the Capture Sphere. It's like a removal spell. It's not the best, but I think Porky Parrot's a little bit finicky to get going here, because we're not really splashing red all that well. And now there's no fixing here, so we can just take our Archipelagore. Our first thought is always going to be, is there fixing? If not, take the most powerful card, in which, with this case, it's Archipelagore. Is there fixing? No. In that case, what can we take? Mostly trying to stick to blue-green. There is a Dreamtail Heron, which is quite nice. There's also an Of One Mind. I get Zerda quite often. There's also a Sanctuary Smasher, but we're not really splashing that color as much. So I think it's between Of One Mind and Dreamtail Heron, and I think we're going to take Of One Mind. Dreamtail Heron is quite good. We just don't really have early things to mutate onto, and Of One Mind can be a nice, just like, get to our late game. So I think we're going to take this over Dreamtail, which is kind of strange, but I think it'll work out in the long run here, even though we don't really have humans. We do have a lot of 3s, so I'm really hoping to find another 2-drop or so. This is where we really want some fixing to come through. Boom, Windscarred Crag, let's go. Though, it's the worst possible dual land. That's actually really unfortunate that this happens to be the dual land. Ugh, because we're not really splashing red. I think we just take Facet Reader over it, honestly. Even though we can't mutate onto this one, we just want a bonus, like, 2-drop, I think. And now we get a very late Dreamtail Heron. Our deck is very slow. There we go. Swiftwater Cliffs is nice. Though, maybe we just take Ivy Elemental because it's like we can play it as a 2-drop. Ugh. And we aren't really splashing red. Like, we're never casting Snapdax, really. Let's just take Ivy Elemental as a really garbage 2-drop. This is pack 3. I think Ivy Elemental is going to be cast as a 2-mana 1/1 or a 3-mana 2/2 a lot of the time in this deck. Okay. We'll take Wilt. And now Anticipate's fine. Over Gust of Wind. Might have to cut the Bonder's Enclave. Yeah, I might. Or I might just run 18 lands with it. Drannith Healer. Shredded Sails, Forbidden Friendship. We're not going to play any of these. This is definitely a greedy deck, and I might have not prioritized fixing enough. Like, I might have just gotten too greedy with power level, but splashing Snapdax is definitely a greed play. And we can just play a deck that doesn't run Snapdax. Like, getting double white just seems so tricky to me, so I don't think we're going to run Snapdax. We didn't really see a ton of 2-drops. I kind of wish now that I think after Snapdax, taking Swallowhole makes sense, but then we just didn't see the fixing. We needed to splash white, which it was aggressive splash for sure anyway. But I think this is going to work out better. I do kind of wish we had that Essence Scatter that I passed up, but we do have Facet Reader, Polywog Symbiote, and Essence Symbiote, along with a Facet Reader and Anticipate. Let's see what our mana looks like. So, and then we get to play the Bonder's Enclave. We don't need Tranquil Cove now. Black-green is nice to get from those. 5, 9, 14, 15, 16, 17. I kind of want 18 lands. I guess this guy's also like a 2-drop / 3-drop Ivy Elemental. So, what's our colors looking like? 11, 9, 3. Perfect. So, we definitely don't need 4 swamps. We can probably get away with 2 swamps, because we just have the Brokos and the Chittering Harvester that need swamps, and this guy doesn't even like really need swamps. Six, 8, 14, 6, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 lands, because Bonder's Enclave is really like a spell. Rip the 5-color Dream. Oh no, the 5-color Dream is still alive. We just haven't drafted it yet. We could play Memory Leak if we really needed another cycler. It's probably better than Frostveil Ambush as a cycler in our deck, because we'd rather cast that probably than the tapping. We're not really a tempo deck like that. Honey Mammoth could be a nice stabilization tool at the top end. Wolf Bear is just a 4-mana 4/4 in the deck, which I don't think we need, because we don't have any humans. We have Facet Reader, and that's it. And then we need one more cut. We could cut Wilt, though I think Wilt is a fine option. We can also just cut Memory Leak. We don't have an insane amount of removal. We have a lot of value cards, though. And a good amount of... We have a Capture Sphere as like our only removal. And a Ram Through and a Wilt, so... I think our deck is pretty good. Obviously wish we had a Capture Sphere now, but you can't dwell on the past. Let's just double check that we don't have anything worse than an Exuberant Wolf Bear in the deck. Harvester, we like that. I like the Honey Mammoth because the life gain is going to be good. And we have some ramp. Starks is great. Starks does suck with Ivy Elemental, but we need Ivy Elemental. I think Anticipate's kind of close on whether or not to play it, but I think it's good with stuff as powerful as Brokos to find. Yeah, I like the deck. That's going to do it for the drafting section, and I'll see you folks in the matches. Before I get to the matches, I want to take a brief moment to shout out all of my patrons over at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas, especially those who support at the credits level. And I do want to say that if you've been enjoying my content and are looking for a way to give back, even $1 a month unlocks some pretty cool rewards and helps me continue making high quality videos on a consistent basis. So for more information, be sure to check it out at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. But without further ado, let's get to the matches. Welcome to round 1 with our Sweet Sultai deck. And this is definitely a keep. We can use Evolving Wilds to get a forest. We can return our Evolving Wilds from our graveyard to our hand to get another land drop with Boneyard Lurker after we play Fertile on turn 3. And we're most likely going to pick up a land with this Anticipate. Some powerful options, but we just want the land. How are we punished for getting green? They could kill it with a 2-mana deal 3. That's fine. Okay, they just choose not to. Nice. We're not punished for getting green at all. We're going to get a swamp this turn. Well, I guess we drew the swamp, but we're just going to... mutate, build our own 6/6. Back Evolving Wilds. Start the beatdown train. Oh, yeah. I see they're a Man of Culture. I find it hard to see stuff on this map sometimes. If we cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. We're just going to cast Brokos. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a dark map. It's hard to see stuff sometimes. So they're not going to get a ton of value out of this because they're just basically dead almost. And if we draw a land, we actually have lethal in play because this would be become an 8/8 if we mutate this on. And we also get 2 permanents. Got the win against Space Genius. Pretty straightforward stuff, and I'll see you folks in the next round. Welcome to round 2. Evolving Wilds once again showing what it's made of. Can get our Essence Symbiote out on turn 2 because we can get our green mana with this, our Untitled Crystal. We can maybe cycle it if we draw another couple lands. Or just keep it around. Oh, the combo. Boneyard Lurker is so good with Evolving Wilds. It's so good. Almost definitely going to cycle this Untitled Crystal at some point here. Fertile it into Boneyard Lurker is going to be a nice little synergy. Attack for 2. Ugh. If they counter it, it's fine. Gonna get our swamp. I would like a second forest, but swamp is gonna be nice to have as well. And then we can still mutate this with another swamp. And get back our Evolving Wilds and use that to get a forest. And we're definitely cycling this Endotha Crystal. Opponent did mulligan this game. I wonder why they didn't just play that. I guess they have a counterspell. Oh, sure. That's fine for me. And we have Vigilance. And it's got Vigilance. Oh, this isn't Fertilid. This is Essence Symbiote. I think I said that Fertilid. Maybe I said Fertilid instead of Farseeker. Or whatever it's called, Farfinder. Yeah, we'll just let it get it. No need to block. We can just use our Gust of Wind or a Ram through or something. Probably Gust of Wind first. Rooting Moloch. Sure. If they go for a double block, we will ram through. Just good value there. They can hit us for 6, we're okay with that. We'll bounce it this coming turn. We didn't really want to bounce the Moloch, but this thing takes a while to get going, so if we bounce this now, it'll be good. Yeah. We're going to cycle first, so we decrease the odds of us drawing a land. Nice. Booyah. We'll go for this first, see if it works. Heck yes. Okay. No big deal. Bounce seems amazing. That card is definitely really good, yeah. Okay, so if we mutate this guy on, it becomes a base 4/4, 6/6 instead of 4/4, and it has a counter on it, so it'll be a 7/7. We'll also get to mutate back our Essence Symbiote. 4, 5, 6. And blue-red is not a color combination that can have like a pacifism. And it still has vigilance, of course. Whew. If they do attack, we'll just block. I'm just going to attack with this guy. Should be good enough on his own. But if they do have something, I don't want to lose my Essence Symbiote as well. Yeah, our deck is really good. Yep. We'll just mutate this guy back out, gain some life, have a 7/7. Got the win. Whew. Feels good. See you folks in the next round. On the play, have to mulligan this hand. Not really negotiable. If this was an island, it would be closer, but still probably a mulligan. We have to keep this. Not the worst hand. We'll just get rid of Honey Mammoth. We just need an island by turn 3 so we can cast Of One Mind. If we draw an island on turn 2, we're going to be in great shape. Or Evolving Wilds or something like that. We do have a lot of lands in the deck. Forest is not the end of the world. Not ideal, obviously, though. Against a blue deck, we might have more time, unless they're like blue-red tempo. Or blue-white flyers or something. Hello, Sujav. Blue-black control should give us time, and our hand is really good if it gets some time. Drawing all forests is not ideal, but gotta take what the cards give sometimes. We have had good mana in previous games, so it's gonna be okay. They're also Sultai. Maybe they also have a Brokos. Not the worst for us. Probably gonna get rid of the Of One Mind, I'd have to imagine. Hello, to Greece. Skatzozoiros. Skatzozoiros. We can't cast the cards anyway, so. Haha! They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in hand because they didn't have to mulligan. But our Of One Mind should catch us back up. I'm surprised they didn't take Of One Mind. We're definitely going to cast Of One Mind this turn instead of, like, we don't need a Dreamtail Heron. We don't need the pressure. I mean, it can keep giving me the islands. Okay, that's a little bit of a bummer. I mean, I have to imagine they have a spell, so I'm just going to develop my own thing. I just can't catch a break. Like, even getting the Facet Reader into play would have been nice. They missed their land drop. That's good. Booyah, we're in the game. No blocks. They did find a land, which is irritating, but them whiffing on land for a turn is nice for us. Looks like they're holding up spells, like counter spells or things like that. So I'm just gonna deploy my card draw. Sure. Got in for one! Let's go! And now they have to kill my Boneyard Lurker. The chat delay is brutal. Yeah, it happens. I wonder how long the chat delay actually is. Like, let's test it. So I'll say something. I'll say test, and then as soon as I say test, someone in chat type test, and then I'll count on my fingers how long that is. So 1, 2, 3, test. Okay, it's like 8 seconds. Thank you, Sad Boy Flex. Which is pretty reasonable. Oh, we're about to get our Dreamtail Heron mutate to get back all sorts of good stuff. Actually, we can't get back stuff. We have to loot first, and then we can mutate. So they look like they have a lot more cards than us. They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we're in great shape. Oh my gosh, that's so good for us. Okay, we're going to discard Forest. Why? The reason we did that is because we want to have a permanent in the graveyard to get back with our mutate trigger. We literally don't have a forest left. That's hilarious. We're going to just chump the Karuga here. Auga! Sure. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, this is a big draw step for us. We'll cycle first. Here's looking at you, kid. Are you kidding me? That was pretty unlucky, I must say. So they can give this unblockable. We're basically dead here. We needed this to hit some permanents that weren't land-based. Like, if this had hit, like, a couple creatures, we would have been in a great spot. Oh, yep. Good game. Like, even... we would have been dead to that combo anyway, but... yeah. Whew. Unfortunate, but we're still doing fine. I'll see you folks in the next round. Round 4. Mulligan the deck. Let's go. This is a fine hand. We're going to put back a island, I think. Because Brokos does need 2 forests in play. So we'll go Essence into one Mind into 3/3 Ivy Elemental at this current stage. Oh, they're color screwed. Perfect. We'll just play a 2/2 Ivy Elemental then. We'll just play around Essence Scatter if they have it. No need to worry ourselves. If they do have Essence Scatter, they have Essence Scatter. But they do not, and so it looks like we're going to win this game. Happens to everybody. Oh, opponent could have a pacifism. Huh. The draft is going great, Okos, bro. Is Brokos as good as Quartzwood Trampler? I think he's better, probably. He can trigger all your mutate stuff. He can come back over and over. We're just going to go 4/4 Ivy Elemental into 6 mana, 6/6. Keep the pressure up. Whew. Yeah, this is really good for us. They're like basically dead anyway. And most of the removal they can have is enchantment based. And opponent has scooped it up. Unfortunate for them, lucky for us. See you folks in the next round. Welcome. We have got our Polywig Symbiote for the first time. I forget what we took this over. We took it over a good card. But I'm excited to see it play out. It already is Sainted STRR. And it's got human drafts and everything. See, this is going to be the test for Forbidden Friendship. I've been hearing good things about the card. But on the draw, I have a 2-drop. Let's see if these tokens actually are relevant. I think we cast Fertilid this turn, and then next turn we can go Indotha Crystal into Wilt, or we can play Gust of Wind. Yep, one free draft for everybody. Best of 3 versus best of 1 is actually close on rewards. For best of 3, if you go 3-0, you get like a bunch of rewards. But if you go like max wins in 7-2-1, it's also like the rewards. I looked them up. It's like they're similar, I think, depending on your win percentages in the different settings. Oh, I will double block this guy, buddy. I hope I draw a land this next turn. I'm sure I'll be able to find one. I need some of my good cards, like my mutators. Polywick Symbiote looks a lot worse without mutators. He already has Trample, my friend. Aha. So they're representing +1/+0 in first strike. I'm a coward. I didn't even realize that was a thing. I'm glad I didn't fall for it. Nice. Just gonna set my mana up. I'll take a little bit of a hit here by the Pyroceratops. I do have a single human in the deck. Oh, it's all good. Creeper Caves. You can just use one later. I won't. Like I just kind of have that in for something to use channel points for. I'll usually look at a deck anyway, and I'll just look at your deck if you have one. Like later on, I'll remember. Yeah, that's exactly. I listened to that episode too. I agree. It's a good spot to go. Thanks for shouting that out, Fox Mission. Our Ivy Elemental must be our hero. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can make a 6/6. They're going to grow their tramplers. We don't really have interaction. We have Capture Sphere. Pyroceratops. Those cost 4 to activate, luckily. And they can't both use this and a Spring Draw Trap, so I can still double block this guy. I don't know why I tapped so low on blue there. Red-green cannot kill this guy if he gets big enough, so we're just going to do that. I'm probably cycling either one, but Wilt actually has some uses, killing a Springjaw trap. So now I have a 12-12 trampler. Then we're going to make all these guys bigger. So they'll have 6, 7, 8, they'll have 6, 9, 10, 13 exactly. 3 to any target. So I'm going to wait a turn. I can play my Honey Mammoth next turn. Yep. So I'm at a virtual 7 because he can burn me. Yeah, it doesn't seem bad with these Paraceratopses. Next turn I'm going to attack him with my 12-12. I forgot that there was a cost reduction on this. That's actually kind of like not relevant here. I guess it is kind of because I can use the Boneyard Lurker and this guy next turn now. 3, 6, 7, 8. Almost. Huge draw right there. Absolutely huge. One of our removal spells. So now if they use a trap, I can kill the other one. Yeah, that's not worth it. Honey Mammoth will make sure I don't die in 2 turns. Get back. Oh, I can get back the island. Kill their other one. Next turn we gain 4 life and we're in the clear. We have a 6-6 and a 1-3 holding back all these guys, so pretty good for us. Well, that could have been terrifying. Does this have trample? No, it does not. Let's see how they block here. This does have trample, by the way. Getting 2 permanents is not worth the... I mean, I would rather have the 4 life here. Oh, I don't think Cardboard Live is updated, Fox Mission. I'm not really sure how it works. I just kind of have it because I've seen other people have it. But I don't think it's live. No. Wow, they're like one. They feel like they're 1 point away almost. Because this thing has trample, can do direct damage. Wait, they messed up. They needed to activate this guy, because then they would have 10 damage. Oh, they didn't have the mana for it. Yeah, I don't think Cardboard Live is working. Boom! Got the old victory. Whew! Close one, but I'll see you folks in the next round. Welcome to round 6, I believe. Great hand. We don't have to mulligan for once. Opponent does, though. Our deck really shouldn't mulligan a lot, because we do have a lot of fixing, and we have 18 lands. And, like, we don't have a ton of early game pressure that we need to rely on, so... Time to see how our Bonder's Enclave does this game. Being on the play with of one mind means we don't have to discard to hand size if we don't have a play. So that I'm figuring out they probably just drew that forest. And they got an auspicious Starix. Oh, opponent 2 can play at that game, my friend. We could cast it as a 5-drop and then curve 5-drop into 6-drop. Which I think we'll do. They can't mutate onto this. Oh dear. Change of plan. Never mind. We're just gonna go for it. My pal Vlad is a rom-com I would watch. Lol. The old Death Touch guy. They're gonna get to mutate onto this, get some value, but then we'll ram through. Before they had the Death Touch guy, this play felt a lot better. Let's see what they flip up. Okay, not the end of the world. And we do have this land in play to just win us the game, essentially. Wow! That was insane. No idea what that was. Why would they attack with their Death Touch creature? We're going to cycle Wilt here. We're not going to use our Bonder's Enclave there. We just would rather get slightly more threats into play. Like, even if they don't have removal, they don't want to trade 6/6s when theirs is, like, a really valuable one, and mine's useless. Now I have 3 lethal threats. Oh, shoot, I don't have the mana. Ha, I do have the mana. I had it in me all along. Yeah, they're probably a newer player. I always just chalk that up to them not really understanding, so I don't want to like bash on the opponent because they just don't know how to play as well, or they're newer to the game, so. Boom, got the dub. Got the old victory, and we're 5-1, folks. See you in the next round. Welcome to round 7. We have another great hand. I was just hyping up Twitch chat and telling them that they were going to witness the true NicolaiBolas, yada yada yada. Turn 4 Brokos, if we get another forest, or if we just play Untitled Crystal. Okay, do we want to play Polywog Symbiote? This would normally cost 5 mana. I think we can just go with the Essence Symbiote. Wait, this would normally cost 5, but since we have Untitled Crystal, let's lead with Symbiote in case we draw like the Heron or something, and we can't attack anyway. I like playing Of One Mind here because I'd rather. I'm just gonna play it safe. Play my crystal. It gets me my second green source that I need, so I can just play Brokos next turn, and then the looting will let me loot away the second crystal. No, don't do it, buddy. Don't do it, opponent. I know you don't want to. You're a good person. You don't do it. You don't want to do me like this. Honestly, I'm just gonna cast Brokos. I don't need to mutate him. He doesn't have like a special mutate trigger. Unfortunately, we did not hit a land. Let's go to the crystal. I'm glad we played that crystal before then. Ooh, the value. I see what you're doing, opponent. I like it. I like it. Ah, prickly marmoset. We are going to get a forest. No, we're going to get an island. We have so many blue spells. And this is a forest, essentially. Once we're a little bit more stable, we can start attacking with our Brokos. Well, Brokos is going to get mutated onto Farfinder now. And we're going to get a trigger from our Essence Symbiote, so. We take 8. Going to get rid of Anticipate. We'll put it over. Oh right, it can still attack. How wonderful. Thank you for letting me have a 7/7 trample, opponent. I do appreciate such things. And now Archipelagore mutating onto it. It'll have mutated twice. We'll tap 2 of their things. So we block 5. So this way we take 3, 4, 5. And they're just dead to our Archipelagore Crackback. Got there. Our deck is so good. The value! So much value, so much win. I'll see you folks in the next round. What is hopefully the final round. We've got a keeper on our hands. Hello, Shimfred. Anticipate into Ivy Elemental. Oh, I thought they were going to play the Mighty Brushwag. Or whatever it's called. Is it called Almighty Brushwag? A Mighty Brushwag? Oh, there's our swamp. Wonderful. They found a swamp, which they'll probably play this turn. Oh, the coil bug. I don't think it's very good. It's not terrible, though. Time to find our good cards. Indatha Crystal. Fertilid. I think I'd rather have the Fertilid. Maybe the Crystal's better. Yeah, for the immediate ramp, I like that better. Okay, Shimfred, thank you. You can watch the video later, it'll be going up. Menace, Death Touch. Scary. Certainly terrifying. They're attacking, which is good for me. It means I can get back. We're going to mutate over. This is an aggressive attack. Because if they have, like, ram through to use with their Death Touch guy, I'm wrecked. That's like the card I'm most afraid of. But I think they would have done that last turn if they could have. And sometimes you gotta risk it to get the biscuit, as they say. Boom! And it is 11 damage, which isn't nothing. Don't ram through me, buddy. Aw, man, Blood Curdle. Same thing. Feels bad, man. Ikoria Limited has been very fun for me. And they are at 9, so they have to be kind of worried. They can't really attack me with the Ivy Elemental. Sure. Oh, this is going to be great. We get to bounce that thing. Get back all the tempo we may have lost. Let's see what we draw. That's going to get cycled. Ooh, Farfinder's a good one with the Harvester. The old NicolaiBolas scale emote. Yep. Menace and lifelink this time. Wow. That is bold. They're going to mutate this thing on here, so I don't want to be unable to block. We're bouncing back pretty well from our all-in attempt, which is probably ill-advised, but if we draw like one more mutated, we're fine. We have a couple draw twos in the deck too, which is nice. And we have a land that will draw us an extra card, which is also good. Oh, Starix. They're just casting it. Okay. Not terrible. Not the best, though. The Glowstone Recluse is a real problem. Oh, they have this card, too. That's hilarious. Because they have better things to mutate onto, giving your guy menace and... Oh, no. Oh, no. Just a land. That's a little bit lucky. I have played Paper Magic quite a bit, actually. I didn't even have Magic Online for the first couple years I was playing. Oh, no. This is not going well. One could say. I will also say, though, if we do draw our card that lets us get the creature back from our graveyard, we can get back Archipelagor and like instantly kill them because we have enough mana. Big move here. Fertilid's not the best. Yeah, I pretty much only really play limited. Yeah. This is really bad for us. We're just holding out for that one combo, because then we'll have mutated onto this thing like 3 times, so we'll be able to tap down all their stuff and kill them. This is actually good for us. I feel like they have the card that finishes off a creature. Yeah. That's fine. We want to keep this guy around to chump this. Sure. Big draw step here. Big redraw step here. Yeah, we're dead. I think we are dead at least. That was really bad. It sucks that we've drawn so many lands, but we didn't draw our extra card draw land like this one. This one's a good land. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So yeah, we do still have a few lands left in our deck. I only had 3 lands left in my deck. Are you kidding me? Greetings, or Guten Tag, as they say. Wie geht es Ihnen? Mir geht es gut. Was machen Sie gern? I'm learning German, so it's cool to know that there are German individuals in the chat. Mir geht's fantastisch. Fantastisch. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that word. I haven't learned that one yet, but I'm assuming it means fantastic. Ich guck gern MTG. Okay, big draws here. That's a start. We can discard Brokos. I should have cast Of One Mind first, 100%. So I can block this, and I take 3, 6, 8. So I go to exactly 1. I'm still alive, folks. Death Touch Lifelink. We're going to need some help here. But we have so many lands that I think we can get the job done. Oh my gosh. This is the type of hero play we need. Sure. We've had a lot of mutates onto this card. We only have 4 cards in our deck. Are we serious? We only have 4 in our deck? So that means they have just got a 9/9. They have 4 creatures in play, so we have to do this. I know what our last card is. It's a Heron. Wait, do we have a Ram Through in our deck still? It's Heron and Ram Through, right? So if we draw Heron next turn, we can't put it here. We can put it here. Or here. What can we get back? Archipelagor. Oh my gosh. So, if our next draw step is Heron, and if it's not, we can use our Facet Reader to get it. They're at that. We just really do not want this guy in play. So we want to chump with this guy. And we can chump with this guy too. This has Death Touch and Lifelink. One second. So we could block with this one. The Chittering Harvester one's not relevant. We don't really want the extra permanents. So we can just use this and then we get an extra Brokos trigger. No, but this is the perfect card to put our Mutator onto. This is 4, 10. We'll tap everything. No, we don't want that. We want to... We want to mutate onto this thing with the Archipelagore. With the Heron, I mean, and then get back Archipelagore. I think we lose. We're gonna deck. Oh yeah, we're 100%. No, we're not 100%. I mean, we were very close to dead anyway. Yeah, we had ram through. We needed to draw the we need to draw these in the other order. Because we have our Heron as our last card. If we'd drawn Heron, we could have played the Heron onto this thing, got back Archipelagore, used this to fight this, Archipelagore onto this as well, onto this one as well, to make them sacrifice another creature. To make them like as it is, we just deck. Yeah, we just die. Yeah. So we would have had 10. We would have had 13, and then we could have used the trample to deal an extra 3, maybe. Used ram through to get the extra 3 we needed. Yeah, I think we would have won if we'd drawn the Heron first. We were 50-50 on winning that game, I think. Because we have the Heron. We can put the Heron onto the card that lets us get back Archipelagore. Then we get back Archipelagore. We mutate the Archipelagore onto the Heron card to get back another card from our graveyard. Which we could have used to get back like something irrelevant. It probably wouldn't have mattered. We would have drawn our ram through when we used our Heron, so then we could have attacked them for 14 damage because we wouldn't have had to have our guy tapped. We would have had enough mutate triggers to tap down their 2 blockers, and we would have rammed through their 3rd blocker and done an extra 6 damage to them because we had a 6/6 trample and they had a 2/3, and they were at 19, I believe. So we would have done 3 damage to them from that. And then we would have had a 7/7 and so we would have done 13 from that. Is there any way we could have gotten a couple and 14 from our creatures? And we would have done 3. So maybe we were still 2 short. Anyway, crazy game, and we were like very close. Like if we'd drawn our ram through instead of our if we'd drawn ram through earlier in the game, if we'd drawn our Heron earlier in the game, we definitely could have come back there, but we're a little bit shy on, we just hit a glut of lands at a very bad time, and so we almost got there, but we still have one opportunity to get the max win, so I'll see you in that round. Final round, we have a keepable hand here, probably going to cycle this on turn 2. We were playing against Karuga on the play, which is nice. Welcome to the stream. You can call me father. You can call me father. If we draw an island, we have a really good start. Unfortunately, it is not to be. We're going to cycle this thing. We just are looking for an island. I need a hero. Booyah. Still going to lead with Fertilid. It can go get our swamp, and we can play Symbiote on the same turn. fine. We're going to get a swamp with our Fertilid. Actually, yeah. Even if they counter it, we have Broko, so we can just get it back. So they'd have to exile the spell, which I don't think they can do. Boom! Broko's coming in hot. We're mutating it instead of casting it because hitting them for 7 is quite appealing. Especially when they're potentially color screwed and they have Karuga that they can play soon. And we can make them sacrifice their first play. That's why we got the swamp. Well, actually, we didn't actually have that in our hand at the time, but it was like things like that that made us want to do that. Now either creature is lethal and we can give it flying. That's the thing with Karuga, is not having a 2-drop is actually a huge cost. Aw, man. Well, we bounce that and win. Actually, this is more stylish. We make him sacrifice it. Slippy slide. Chittering Harvester is so good against Karuga decks. Well. Got there in the end. Another 7-2 performance. 4 drafts, 4 7-2s. I'm loving this format so far. If you did make it all the way till the end of the video and you're watching this on YouTube, remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below. To let me know you made it all the way till the end, leave hashtag Brokos Mutate, because that was the theme of our deck. It was a ton of fun, and we had some very, very close matches. Or like hashtag Sultai Value. Anything to let me know you made it to the end of the video. Remember to hit the thumbs up. I already said that part. Thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Oh, yes. If you want to catch me streaming live, you can find me on twitch.tv/NicolaiBolas. Remember to check out the Discord server for the community. There will be a link to that in the comments and in the description. You can just click the link, join the Discord server, and talk about all things Magic. You can also support me on Patreon at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. And just hitting all those buttons really does help me out a ton. That's going to do it for this draft. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Here's one final glimpse of our deck for all of those who enjoy that type of thing. And I will talk to you in my next video.